Millionaire Chess 2014, a lot of money on the line here. Big boy tournament, okay? Big boy tournament, and they had a thing called Millionaire Monday. So this was a Millionaire Monday. So what does that mean? Depending on every section, or the open section had little sections in the open section that you go play for a playoff prize. So there was 4 spots. So how it goes is like the open section, which everyone plays in, no matter what, not everyone, but 2,000 plus or 2,200 plus, actually, you play in the open section. But, let's say you're under 2,400, there's an under 2,550 or under 2,500 prize if you do so well because you're under 2,400 in the open section, because it's extremely tough. The strongest of the strong, you playing the IMs, the GMs, the monsters, and everyone in between, basically, in the open section. So if you score well, then you have prizes for wherever your ranking is. At the time, my FIDE rating was like 2,200, or actually it had me as a 0 FIDE rating because I didn't really have I had a provisional one because I only played in the US. So they don't really have that many FIDE, or based off of where I was playing, I didn't have enough FIDE like points and stuff. So it's basically like 0, but I have a 2,200 USCF rating, so they kind of used that or whatever. It's kind of weird, but I knew I was under the 2,350 section of that. So I was going into the 7th round with 4 points, and I was under 2,350. So that is way higher than most. Of course, if you look at the stats, even on the Millionaire Chess site, I had a lot more points than a lot of people. Strong players, GMs, IMs didn't have 4 points. I was going into the 7th round with 4 points. So it was really, really good for what I was doing there. So I looked, and it qualified me into Millionaire Monday. So after 7 rounds, they pick and they say who's going into Millionaire Monday. What is that? Well, Millionaire Monday is 4 set prizes for the under prizes. So under 2,550, under 2,350, and then I think they had one more that was like under 2,200 or something in the open section. But check this out. So under 2,550, there was 4 slots. There was $40,000 for first place in that section, 20,000 for second, 10K for third, and 5K for 4th place in that under section. So under 2,550 had that, and under 2,350 had that, and I think under every section under had that, right? So I was like, okay, for under 2,350, I can do well here. All I have to face is these guys, and people under 2,350, which I know I can. I mean, I'm there. That's easy, right? So I'm ready to play, and I go into Millionaire Monday, but you have to play for spots. There's like 6 or 7 slots, but only 4 are going to make it to Millionaire Monday or whatever. So you have to battle it out. So I won the playoff round. I was able to make it in one of the 4 spots. So when you make it in the 4 spots, you're guaranteed money. So if you bomb everything, you at least go home with 5K. So I was like, oh, I'm in the clear. I'm at least 5. Well, let me try to crush everything and win this, right? So I play Jan Swartz. I play another guy too, but if you don't know who Jan Swartz is, he's a great guy. He's a millionaire poker player, actually. You can Google him, but he's a 2,400, 2,500 player. He's very strong. He was around the days in New York too. He would play blitz chess with Roman Hasvili and stuff like that all the time. Like he's a strong player. Very strong. We actually played in the tournament, and we drew in the tournament, the classical, and then we actually met up, and it was cool. Like, oh man, we played in the tournament, and what are the odds of him making it to Millionaire Monday with me as well? So we ended up playing in Millionaire Monday. I think I won 1.5 or something like that. But I advanced. I advanced to the last round, guys. I advanced to the last round. And what's the last round? The last round is me and this guy are competing for $40,000. Me and Q Bao Wang, that's his name. We are competing for $40,000. So whoever wins this little mini match, which is 2 games, both of them are 25 minutes. I think it was no increment, just 25 minutes. 25 minutes, play 2 games each. So I'm like, okay, 40,000 if I win this. Now if I lose, 20. I'm not too mad. But 40,000, big fella, if I win this. This is the most expensive game I have ever played in my entire life. And nothing will ever change for this. There will never be probably another game more expensive than this one. Let's look at it. I played the white pieces, right? So this is game 1. There's 2-game match. Q Bao Wang, me and him going at it for the big bucks, 40,000, right? I got white. Here we go. E4, C5. I go knight c3. At the time, I was playing the Grand Prix Sicilian, which I still play here and there, but I'm a c3 Sicilian master, monster, whatever you want to call it now. c3 Sicilian is what I play. But the knight c3 stuff, I used to play the Grand Prix, and I had very good success with this. It's very fun, and you crush people a lot. I mean, I think actually the round that helped me win to go into Millionaire Monday, I played against Agassi in it. We actually went over that game. That's on YouTube. It's on the channel. He was like 2,300, and I beat him in about 23 moves with the white pieces with this game. So you know, it was fun. I love playing this stuff, the Grand Prix. So knight c3 goes e6. I'm like, okay, regular stuff. f4, knight c6, knight f3. This is still theory. Knight g to e7, bishop to b5. I usually sacrifice this bishop, not sacrifice. I just trade this bishop for the knight. Usually go d3, queen e1, and you just attack the king over here. Watch how it works. a6. I capture on c6. Good evening, coach. What's up, Journey Chess? What is up? How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So knight takes c6, and then castle. Journey Chess is actually a streamer too. Post your link in the chat, man, so you can get some follows from the good fellow Jedi here. Ever play g3 there? You only play, yeah, you play g3 if you can't get the bishop out. I was able to get the bishop out, and actually what's funny is John Bartholomew, that was the game we just analyzed, the last one. He played a6 early on, so my bishop never got out. So if my bishop can never get out, if you are a Grand Prix player, it's good to notice. If your bishop can get out, you usually, yeah, you'll still go g3 maybe later, but it's not a necessity anymore. If you can get the bishop out. If you can't get the bishop out, if you cannot get the bishop out, then you have to go with the g3 route, because you have to put the bishop on g2. So that's why a6 is usually played a lot, because it's like forcing a closed Sicilian, which is a little bit different. I'm all right. Just got my head handed to me. 30-0 Swiss on chess.com. It happens to us all. We've all been there, big fella. It's gonna be all right. So after bishop to b5, a6, I snap on c6, take, I castle. This is still theory for me. He goes bishop e7. So in bishop e7 lines, usually you really, you know, white loves to see the g6 lines, the g6 stuff, because we go queen e1, queen h4, f5, bring the bishop over to h6, knight comes into g5. Hopefully they capture here. If they don't, then we'll capture. Play rook takes f6 after bishop takes g7, and then we take on h7. If the king takes, rook comes over to f1. This stuff gets nasty. I know this, like I've been playing it a long time. Okay, the Grand Prix gets ridiculous, but when they go bishop e7, it's a little bit different. You cannot get the same attack, but it's very similar. When you can do queen e1, queen g3 stuff, swing this knight around, play f5, put this bishop sometimes on b2. It's a little bit different. It's just not the same. It's really just not the same. So yeah, the g6 line is hard to play for black. Correct. You got to know your stuff. Honestly, you have to know your stuff when you play against that. And I play g6, so I just got to know. Hakura analysis here with the arrows. Yeah, you know, I went through the school of Naka. Of course, just not Naka, but I went to the school of it. I got dizzy with all the arrows. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. So okay. So after castle, queen e1, b5, and a3. So a3, this move I got from Bobby Fischer and also Boris Spassky. Bobby Fischer would play this a lot in King's Indian attack, where in the King's Indian attack, you would usually just attack the king side with g3. The pawn's usually here, and you go h4 and knight to d2, f1, h2, rook e1, and you bring the knight over here, h4, h5. That's how the King's Indian attack is, and usually black's thing is just going over here and doing this stuff. And Bobby Fischer just stops, plays a3, and then everything's fine. Same thing with Boris Spassky in the closed Sicilian after I lost to John Bartholomew, and also in round 1 to Tuja Porshnikian. In this same game, in the same tournament, I was like, I got to figure this out. And I would see Boris Spassky stop this queenside attack a lot with a3. So I played it because I was like, I know what your plans are. I'm going to stop this. I just don't want any trouble. So I played a3. And the problem with this is that it's just, I never have to take when he goes before. I can just move. And after he takes, for instance, if he does it, I can honestly just move. And after takes, it's not the same anymore. My rook can actually go to a2, which Bobby Fischer does a lot. Actually, you're able to cover c2. So you have no real issues here. You know, you really have no real issues. And he can't go knight b4. This file is not as big as you think it is. And I can actually do everything on the other side. So you explain very fast. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I do, man. I love it. This is the game, right? So we going back and d5. So he goes d5 instead of everything else. After d5, I go queen g3. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't know what's about to happen, but I want to have my queen over here ready to go. So I might still go f5. I might even go, you know, bishop h6 somehow, some way. Maybe e5 first. I don't know. I just know my queen needs to be over here. What about the bishop attack with the rook on to a2? Bishop attacking on e6. I mean, you can maybe go rook to b2 if it's even possible. But I mean, with this pawn on d5 too, yeah, I think you just be able to go rook a2. A lot of times Bobby Fischer would do it, and in that similar position or similar kind of attack, it'd be fine. So no mercy for the small new brain. Yeah. You can watch this video like 7 times. So you play knight d4. After knight to d4, we snapped on d4 because you kind of have to. You kind of have to because this is a very good move. It's also opening the c file. That's why this is the counterplay that usually you look for with black. So after knight takes, pawn takes, I go knight to e2. So I'm defending on d4. Defending on d4. So now I have a match soon where I have to defend this for black. Yeah, you got to be careful with this. You got to be very careful. So after knight e2, I'm attacking this square, and after that he goes pawn takes. He just opens it up. And here's the thing about the minor pieces that you have. You got to notice what minors you have and play to the minors that you have. What does that mean? Well, black has 2 bishops, so you need to open the game up. It would be ridiculous and very bad for black to just keep the game closed because your bishop's never gonna get out. So it makes sense to just even take. Don't even know what the next move is. Just trade something, because it helps the bishops become better. So my knight versus I have a knight and a bishop. I want to open the game, but I also want to keep it closed to be able to swing this knight in somehow, some way, and use this to something. So takes. He goes bishop b7. Now it looks a little bit stronger. So at this point, I actually had to switch gears. I had to switch gears here, and I was like, the attack that I want is not going to work. It's just not going to work. And you know, when I looked at this with the engine, it was a pendulum. It went back and forth. Like white slightly better. Oh, after that move, now black's better. Oh, now white's better. It was just back and forth. Very strong stuff here, right? So, and what would you play here with white? Bishop takes, e4 is a legit threat. What do? Do I go with the attack with f5 and try something? Or do I just defend it with maybe queen f3 or queen to d3? What do you do? It's like a boxing match, says Looney Tunesy, right? White to move. He goes bishop to b7. He's hitting my pawn. What do you do? Defend. c3 and defend is what they say. c3 and defend. So let's look at both. c3, and we actually have e5. e5 on the thing. Okay, e5 is on the board. Queen is d1 a move. Rook d1. Rook d1 actually is a move. I never considered this one, but it's not like one. I didn't really want to put the rook here. It's just not a that good of a move, honestly. It doesn't feel right, rook d1, but maybe it is. Maybe you could play rook d1. Maybe you could. I think it is somehow correlated here, but my rook really wants to help out with this attack, and here's kind of annoying. It's gonna take a while to get back. Rook d1 I didn't play. c3 I didn't like because of d3, because now this is attacked, and I have to go knight here, and then he just snaps it anyway. So it's no good. That doesn't work. So how about defend? Queen f3, or actually e5. e5 was another one, but why would I give him this? What sense does it make to give him this right here? Someone say, "Here you go, bro. Here's your 40,000. Congratulations." Congratulations. Just don't even do it, right? So I play queen to d3. That's correct. Looney Tunesy and JMP with queen to d3. That's correct. I play queen d3. Queen d3, I just defended it. I was like, you know what? And I'm also going to attack this pawn, because when I take this, I can easily defend this knight. Even though he can do this and my king is vulnerable, but I have a follow-up. Knight takes, bishop takes, or knight takes, bishop here. I got bishop e3. I can play c3 and rook d1 and still hold the pawn. Still hold the pawn. And then also, this queen's very quick of a piece, so if I have to, I can swing back over here if I need to when attack's starting. Also, it also helped me play f5, because now I can play f5 and pawn takes, and I probably can get a little bit, my knight can get some freedom here. Maybe knight g3 and f5. It also clears up the square for my knight to go to g3. Gotta think like Canty. That's right. That's right. Wife is here, so I gotta catch you later, Canty. Have a good one all. See you later, Journey Chess. Hope you have a great one, bro. Make sure you guys click on Journey Chess's actual name in the chat and go follow him. He's actually a streamer. Make sure you guys do it. Logical. Trust in the Force. Jedi Tunesy. That's right. JMP. That's right. So bishop c5. He goes here to defend it. I'm like, you know what? If my queen can't get off of here, which he probably can do, he can just play check afterwards. But honestly, I just play b4. I'm going to play b4 to get rid of this bishop right now. Someday with the sevens. Thank you so much for the follow. And you have the queen on diagonal, x-ray, defense, and offense at the same time. That's correct. Thanks for the shout out. No problem, bro. No problem. So b4, I'm hitting this bishop. I'm just making it move somewhere. Journey Chess with the Twitch Prime. Let's go, big fella. Put lightsabers in the air. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime, my dude. Thank you. So after b4, bishop to b6, he just keeps the threat the same. I gained some space, but at the same time, I actually opened this bishop up to help out. So that's what I did. b4, tempo, bishop b7, free development move, hit this pawn again, hit it another time. Okay, so I'm feeling great here. e5, I was like, oh, that's sweet, because now when I take it, it's double, but I do see this f5 square. I do see this F5 square. So he goes queen h4. I was like, oh man, that's strong. He's threatening this, but it's not enough. I thought about rook f4 as well, but I was like, you know what, just knight to g3. I want to put my knight here. I want to actually go to f5. What's my next plan? Swing my last piece into the game to defend this pawn, because if I just move this knight, this pawn's hanging. So you got to prepare stuff first. I always tell my students that. You got to prepare the attacks. Knight g3, bring this rook over to defend it, and then play knight f5 finally at the right moment, and then it will be right. So I play knight to g3. He goes rook here. I swing the last piece of the game. Queen e7. Ugh. Bishop c1 first to get the last piece into the game. So now I might go bishop f4, knight f5. There's so many things because this bishop has no job here anymore. No job anymore. So I'm going to move it back to c1. And that's what I did. So I played bishop to c1. Okay, he took on e5. Bishop f4, get the piece in the game. And then I finally go knight f5. So if you look at this, if I would have went knight f5 in one move, I'm only attacking with like 2 pieces, maybe a third. But when I put this bishop here, swing it back around, now I got a fourth. I can use this bishop, the knight, the rook, and my queen somehow to create something over here. So let's see what happens and what unfolds next. Okay, rook to e8. I go e5. At this point, I'm feeling really good. My knight can come to d6. Yeah, I know he can get this diagonal, but I can easily defend it. I can also defend with g3, queen on g3 too as well. I got some stuff. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good right now. I'm feeling real good. Absolutely. Asking how I'm feeling at this point, I'm feeling great right now. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Bishop here. I'm like, oh, I know what you're going for. Okay, I know what you're going. So I just put the bishop on g5. Because I knew if bishop c4, queen g3, followed by bishop f6, and it's like mating threats everywhere. It was gonna get wild. So he goes rook to d7, and I put a move on him right here. Okay, I'm like 40,000 all day, every day. This is me. I'm almost cheesing at this point. I can smell it. I can smell the win. I play bishop f6. Okay, I wasn't a Jedi at this point, but I was very close to graduating in the Jedi Mastery. So this was the start of it. This was the start of it. Okay, I was not a Jedi yet. I was still using the stick they gave me as like this is my weapon. But I was still in training. So I played bishop f6. Very nice move here, because it's about to get nasty. If he takes, then I'm just going to mate him. Okay, because there's mate. So this is how you start attacking with the pieces. The rook's helping out. It's so excellent here, right? Watch this next move. He goes g6. I'm like, oh man, it's got to be out. Knight h6. But after king f8, and this is defended way too much, and I'm not attacking this enough. So it just doesn't work. It doesn't work out. So I go queen d2. Oh my goodness, I am feeling like a beast here. I'm feeling like a beast. Queen d2, queen h6. It's about to go down. I'm like, you can't stop this. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, right? He goes check. I'm like, huh, nothing. Step out of the way. King h1. He goes queen c6. Oh man, he's actually hitting mate if I move my queen. So now, what do you need to do here as white? White to move. What do you do? White to move. What do you do? Did you see the fork? Did you consider this? I saw it. I saw it all. I saw it all, Quinn. I was ready. I was ready. Rook g1 from Orn. Rook g1 from Orn. What's up, 25K? Good to see you, man. I was looking at knight takes g7. That is a thing too. Rook f3. We got rook f2, rook g1, h2, h2, h3 maybe. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. This is a very tough one. Oh man, I remember every emotion after this game, guys. It's just, I remember everything about this. Rook f4, h3, queen g5, rook f2, question marks, knight h4 from, we're gonna stop it right there. We found the move. Knight h4 is the only move here where I'm going to crush and win the game. Knight h4 is the only move. This right here, guys, was the most expensive game I've ever played. This was the most expensive move. Knight h4, I would have won $40,000. This was the most expensive move of my life. This was a $20,000 move, guys. $20,000 move. Rook g1 is what I played. Knight h4 would have been the game. Knight h4 would have been an extra 20,000. Extra, guys. It would have been extra 20. Now watch this. I play rook g1. Why doesn't it work? Because I'm like, oh, you know what? Once he takes this, Once he takes this, I'm fine. And actually, I thought, well, this is why it doesn't work. This is why it doesn't work. I thought that when I go here, I'm gonna be okay, but I'm actually not. Watch this. He takes here on c2, and the reason why I couldn't go here, oh my goodness, bro, this blew my mind. I was like, how is this even possible? How is this even possible? So after queen h6, what do you do? Okay. Oh no, I thought you played knight h4 disregard. Nope, I didn't. Bishop takes g2. Yep, it's right. Watch this, guys. I saw this and I was like, how in the world did I get into this? It's bishop takes g2, take here, and then queen takes f6. Big fella, what you think? What? Tactics win games. What is this? Queen takes f6. And then it's like one of those, oh my goodness, like, you know, when he makes that move, it's just a wave of energy and you just fly back. It's like, oh man, you know, you fall off the building. That's one of those, oh, he hit me and you falling real slow through the air, slow motion until you fall. Like queen f6, boom, oh my goodness, he didn't. That's an echo. You hear that for the rest of your life when he makes that move. Queen takes f6. Ouch, I can't mate. And if I take the queen, I'm mated. I saw this and I was like, it was like a sad moment. And then I was like, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Knight h4. Knight h4, most expensive move of my life. Knight h4 would have won because there's no way out of it. There is no way out of it after knight h4. Dang, that's some cheese. Right, I know. Mind blown. I hate that I saw a 20k move. I'm unable to play past the opening. Yeah, how are you mated if he takes the queen? Let's look at it. Canty suddenly cried out in terror and was suddenly silenced. Yeah, that's painful. Look, pawn takes, rook takes. I'm forced to go rook g1, and then rook takes g1 mate. Nasty stuff. Very dangerous, right? They went to Mercedes. I guess it's a Ford Focus for you. Yep, that's right. That's exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So what happened is I should have went knight h4. Knight h4 defends this. So if we do that line again, it don't matter how the line goes. I don't care. You can't do it anymore. I'm defended with the knight. Everything's different. I have a rook defending my rook. So if you go through that same line, this is nothing. This is not. You can even take on g2 first if you like. Actually, let's go back here. Wait. Queen h6. Take on g2 first if you like. Okay, and then take here, and then take here, and then where are you going? Nowhere. It's mates everywhere. You look at it. Everywhere you look at it, knight h4 wins the game. There's no way out of it. Well, what if he doesn't take? What if he does nothing? Well, how do you stop queen h6 is the question. That's why knight h4 was so strong, because there's no way to stop queen h6 mate. $40,000, guys. $40,000. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I never would have found that. I mean, as simple as it is. Oh yeah, I remember it. I remember having nightmares thinking about knight h4. I'm wake up like, huh, you all right? Yeah, man, knight h4. I'm good though. Knight h4. Oh man, it's okay. You need some water? Yeah, give me some water, bro. Knight h4. Move orders don't matter. One wrong move and bam, game over. That's right. The Uthar moment of the day was brought to you by Canty the Jedi himself. Yep, that's correct. That's correct. You see it everywhere. Knight h4. Knight h4. Oh my goodness. How long ago was this? This was 5 years ago. This was before I was actually a Jedi. This was before I actually went through Jedi Mastery School. I was actually going through it right then. I didn't graduate yet from the Jedi Mastery School of the Jedi. It was a different time and day. 2014. You were a Padawan. Correct. I was. Correct. Absolutely. It was wild, bro. So and this, let me show you the rest of the game. This is how I lost. I played rook g1. Okay, so after rook g1, he takes here because, oh, that's a, you know, there's all kind of stuff going on. I couldn't go queen h6 because of that mate. So I went queen g5. I don't know what I was hoping for at this moment. I just was like, I can't believe this just happened. So after queen g5, he takes on g2 anyway. Then I take with the queen, he takes back, I take with the king, he takes the rook, because I guess if taking this way runs into this problem with rook d1. Oh my goodness. Now he's about the queen, and if I take this one, he just takes the rook, and that's probably the route I should have went. But actually, when I go this route, I mean, look at this. How fun is this to play? Now I'm just down a rook. Like, every way is losing. Everything loses now. Everything loses. So it just doesn't work. It's just not the way that we should be, you know, looking at it. When you said your vowels, I was like, do I play knight h4? Yeah, I mean, it was like, why did it happen? Like, I had no idea, you know, of like, knight h4 was the move. And I messed it up. So I play rook g1. He takes on c2. I go queen g5. Bishop takes g2. Queen takes. I go check first to keep a piece. And then I go bishop g5. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I go here because I'm trying to stop the queen. Because if I take this, then he just has rook here in one move. And it just doesn't work. Everything's losing. Everything's losing. Kids in bed, we back in here. That's right. That's right. I had no idea like this was going to be like this, right? Rook takes, he takes here, I go h4, he takes on g5. He gets rid of the defender, he queens next move. Most expensive game I have ever played, guys. I lost this one, so it was a must-win situation for the next game. Guess what happened the next game? I drew. I played with the black pieces, and we got a draw. So he won that match 1.5 to a half, and he walks away crowned Mr. $40,000 in the under 2350 section of the Open. And I walk away with second place, which is 20K. Hey, that's a nice payday. Okay, it was great. I walked away with 20,000, but I could have walked away with 40. Knight h4 was a $20,000 move. Have you ever had a $20,000 move in your life? I know the answer to that. Knight h4 would have been an extra 20. And that's it. That's the most expensive game of my life, guys, at the Millionaire Chess 2014, Knight h4. So was this your last Grand Prix? Oh, you know what? In tournament play? Actually, yes. Now that I think about it, this was the last time I played the Grand Prix in tournament chess. And it wasn't because of this game. I picked up the C3 Sicilian afterwards. It was just great. So, it's great. GG says 25K. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Must have been tough playing the next game after that one. Oh, it was very tough. Were you happy or sad about it, Canty? I was both. I was like, thank you for that 20K, but I should have 40 though. But thanks. Losing is learning, absolutely. So it was good stuff, man. It was a fun time. I learned a lot, and you know, it was part of me going through Jedi school, as now I am a Jedi master. Absolutely. I've been working on my bullet game. Cool. You know, we about to do a bullet tournament anyway. Let me turn the music back on. So that's Millionaire Chess 2014.